Hello, TECA1354. Here is your week 5 explanation. We have looked at infants and toddlers and their birth all the way up to age 3. And now we're going to be looking at 3 to 5-year-olds. There is a distinct difference when someone switches over from being a toddler to a preschooler. And it happens the end of 2, beginning of 3. But once again, with individual learners, it will look different. And so we've got course material, a quiz, a discussion, and then working on your virtual child. So the first is going to be the week 5 videos. This is your textbook that goes over early childhood. This goes into the physical, the cognitive, the social emotional theory with Erickson, talking about parenting styles. We'll do a little bit more of that later in depth. Then you've got 5 numbers that are important to remember. This is about early child education and providing the best chances of development to all children. Then we go into theories. We've got Piaget's, Vygotsky's, Erickson, and Freud. One of the other things that you're going to be looking with when we talk about dealing with the self is self-control and self-regulation. And so this is a fun video of asking children to delay gratification. Next, we've got lecture material on play. This is a video that I did about different types of play. So looking at the social elements of play. Infants play by themselves, and yet somehow by the time they enter first grade, they're able to play soccer and they're able to play duck, duck, goose. How does that evolve? Also types of play like block play, creative play, rough and tumble play. Play is the language of children. It's so important. It's how children learn and let you know what they know. And the way education is designed doesn't allow for the maximum learning, in my personal opinion. So here's another one about play is children's work. And then this is the Center for Early Childhood Education. And then another one about learning through play. It's really important, and so much that we're going to have a discussion about it in just a minute. Then we have our early childhood quiz over all the lecture materials. Then you have a play discussion. Right now we're in 2 different groups. I may combine it into one group, but what you're going to do is you're going to find a video clip of children playing online, and what you're going to do is analyze it, and you're going to tell me that they are in onlooker play. This is an example of block play, things along those lines. What is the child learning or practicing in that video? So if somebody's trying to climb a rock wall, they're really working on muscle strength and physical development. And then end it all with why is play so important. So include the video link, and then for the comments, and let's have posts of the videos by the 24th and have comments where you will be expanding on what the person said or finding another type of learning that's happening in play. Because the whole thing is we don't, a lot of times what we do is math is separate from reading and writing versus science. But the whole thing is all working together. You may be working on physical development and social development at the same time, cognitive and physical development. And so start looking for those things. The last thing is you're going to be raising your virtual child until they are the age of 5. Okay? Get them through early childhood, and then I want you to think about their physical development. How are they growing gross and fine motor development? Does it seem like they are typically developing? How are you supporting their physical development? Are you enrolling them in soccer? And those questions may not be specifically asked to you, but think about how do you develop the social development? Cognitive development. Talk about zones of proximal development. What are you teaching the child? How are you modeling for the child? That will go back to some of the theory. And then parenting style. Are you exhibiting? That will go back to the textbook. And then how's your social relationship with you and with their peers? Now this is going to go towards your final my virtual project, but I do want to show you this really fast, and I'll add it. One thing that has to do with your My Virtual Child, you have to do an assessment on them. And up here under My Virtual Child, here are the ages and stages questionnaire. And you can do it at the end, but since you're growing your child right now through the age of 5, this is where they're going to be due. And these are things that my pediatrician, I did these on my daughter. When they're 6, 12, 24, you can pick one of them. You will go in and complete it and see if your child seems to be hitting the milestones at a pace that shows typical development. And it's going to pull up here in just a second. 48 months. And so you can see, does your child name at least 3 items from a common category? And here's an example. So there's questions here, and print it out and answer it, and then you're going to scan it and upload it with your final My Virtual Child assignment. And then you'll use this as well. So anyway, that's your week 5 explanation. I look forward to seeing your video clips on Play.